And it is the final segment of The Price of Business. Today has gone so fast on this Thursday morning. Folks, I hope you're having fun listening. I'm Sigmund Kramer in for Kevin Price right now, and I have Lance Malone, a great contributor, and he's been around with us for a while now. Lance, you're with Standard Supply, and you've got a special guest. Tell us about Standard Supply and your guest today.
Okay, Sigmund, thanks for having us on again. Standard Supply is a distributor of heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and refrigeration products, and we've been doing business here in Texas since 1946, helping the best contractors in Texas take care of their customers, keep their homes and businesses comfortable, and what we're going to talk about with my guest today is keeping their food and beverage items nice and cold for all of their customers.
Gotta love that. And who is your guest today?
My guest today is Lee Mamone. Lee is with Coolers Inc. here in Houston. He's a project manager over there, and you can find out more about them at coolersinc.com. That's coolersinc.com. So, Lee, thanks for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about your background, and tell us about Coolers Inc. and what you do there.
Well, I've been in refrigeration for 25 years, and Coolers Inc. has been in business for 40 years, since 1967, and we do commercial refrigeration and pretty much ice machines, reach-ins, walk-in coolers, freezers, anything in the restaurant and the kitchen area.
Okay. So you specialize in commercial refrigeration. What type of businesses do you work with? Who are some of your customers?
Main customers would be like McDonald's, Carl's Jr.'s, Pizza Hut, but pretty much the chain restaurants and stuff around the city of Houston.
Well, Lee, what you do is a little bit unique. You're actually the first guest that I've ever had on the show that doesn't do air conditioning at all. All you do is refrigeration. And refrigeration is a little bit different type of situation when you have problems with your system. What type of risks are there to a business owner of having an old refrigeration system in their cooler or their freezer?
Well, the older it is, the more work you have to do to keep it up and running. So, we suggest after so long, 10, 12, 15 years, start getting the repeat service calls and all that. We really want to change out the units and upgrade to something new.
So you talked about the costs and all the ongoing repairs and all that, but what about a business owner if their system goes down on one of their coolers or one of their freezers? What are they looking at there? Well,
they give us a call, and we're 24/7, so no matter what time of the day, we'll come out and look at it. Even if it needs repair right away, we will get to parts houses. We call y'all, open up at night and get the parts and get them fixed. I mean, it's the optimal thing is get them fixed as fast as possible, because walk-ins and stuff, the food, it'll spoil, and we got to get it done. So
absolutely, that's something that's a little bit different about the refrigeration side of the business. When you have customers in the air conditioning business and they have a problem with their machines, it's a discomfort.
Yes.
When you have a refrigeration customer and they have a problem with their machines, there's a big chance of losing significant amounts of money in product, especially if you have, like, say, ice cream, your freezer breaks.
Oh yeah,
it's not going to be around for very long if you don't get the freezer fixed.
It'll be a mess on the floor.
Well, we've had some changes mandated by the EPA recently in the types of refrigerants that we use. How has that affected the refrigeration business?
Well, there's still some old units out there that use R22, and of course it's being phased out, by I think year 2020. So we, whenever we get those calls and they still have those old units, we really suggest for them to change out to the newer Freons like 404A. So it's just not worth it and cost effective anymore to keep the old systems in use.
Okay. Well, why would a business owner want to replace their refrigeration systems before they actually break? Is there some reasons to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's more about cost. I mean, depending on what was actually wrong with the unit, and if it was, let's say, a compressor, I mean, a lot of times it costs more to fix it than it actually does just to buy new and do it over. We try to say maybe half the cost of repair compared to new, and we try to push them toward like going new, and it's better in the long run because you won't have the service calls anymore and all that, because once they start accumulating, the cost really rakes up.
More efficient too, right? Nowadays, the technology's gotten to the point where you're saving energy more.
Yeah. Especially when it comes to walk-in freezers and all that. I mean, compressors have come a long way. They got scrolls now and stuff that real efficient. And freezers, everything's going toward electronics, and so the heaters in them, they don't run as long, so they don't stay in defrost as long and everything. So, I mean, everything adds up for electricity use and all that. Motors are now become to ECM type motors, and they're magnetized inside and everything, and it just saves in cost and electricity use.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge cost for a restaurant or a convenience store, grocery store, to cool their products. It's got to be a tremendous utility.
They run 24/7, don't they?
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. And it's one of those things when they're down, you got to get out and fix it, and it's year round. It's a totally different thing than AC.
Well, Lee, thanks a lot for joining us today. Again, Sigmund, my guest today is Lee Mamone. Lee is a project manager for Coolers Inc. here in Houston. They've been around for a long time here.
Now
in the
they don't
Houston
make
market.
they don't make your little coolers that you put your beers in to take to the picnic.
No, you get those at Yeti.
Okay.
Do we need to charge them for that? I think we do. Send them a bill. Lee, thanks again for being our guest today. You can find out more about them at coolersinc.com. That's coolersinc.com. If you have commercial refrigeration needs, look them up. And you can find out more about my company, Standard Supply, at ssdhvac.com. That's ssdhvac.com.
That's right. And Lance Malone, a longtime contributor here to The Price of Business. And Lee, thanks for being on today. We appreciate it. Well, folks, I'm Sigmund Kramer in for Kevin Price. He couldn't be here the last couple segments. He had other things going on, but he will be back tomorrow. He loves it here. He wants to be here to share information and insight with you, our listeners. And that's right. You're listening to The Price of Business. Find out more at usdailyreview.com. Like Kevin says, what you hear here, well, it ends up over there at usdailyreview.com. So go there now, why don't you? And be sure to stay tuned to more right here on Business 1110 KTEK. This is Sigmund Kramer. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon.